Well, the country recognizes Veterans Day tomorrow, a day in which community members honor and recognize those who served in the military. This year, we asked 2 World War II veterans to reflect on their own stories. Lindsay Wright joins me now with more. Lindsay.
Thanks, Joe. The veterans shared their memories of what that time was like and what their service means to them decades later. Now 93 years old, Jim Peters was drafted when he was 18. He worked as an aircraft mechanic for the Army Air Force. Peters spent his time carrying out 27 total bombing missions in areas of Europe. During 25 of those missions, his bomb squad received fire. Peters spent a total of 20 years in the military, also serving in the Korean War, and was discharged in 1965. He grew up in Columbus, Ohio, but now spends his days in Columbus, Indiana, near his son.
Here, that's the co-pilot, and I think this is the navigator here, and then the gunners are down below. This is, I think it was a ball gunner here. The radio operator was here, I believe. The last mission, I counted 11 bursts that were would shake the airplane. You'd hear a bang and then a rattle like that, and from the fragments hitting the airplane, and then at about that time the airplane gave a lurch, and a puff of smoke would go by underneath the open bomb bay. And I had a couple of occasions I had to go over the open bomb bay, and without a parachute, looking down 27,000 feet below, and crank the doors closed, and it was kind of wild. I think we were too young to be actually petrified, you know, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to go. I go back to the tail wheel, which is down back here. It's retracted right here on this model, but it was back in here, so I had to go back through there. And then over here on this other side, you can see the entrance door and the 2 waist guns positions. They were staggered on later ones because the gunners would interfere with each other. I'm the only one that's left alive right now. Everybody else is gone. And I figure I've got something left to do. Otherwise, I'd be gone myself. But I'm not sure exactly what it is, unless it's telling stories like this. I don't know.
I also sat down with A.J. Lehman, who also lives in Columbus. He's originally from the southern part of the state. He enlisted in the Marine Corps when he was 19. The 95-year-old says the memories he has of World War II never leave him. Lehman spent nearly 2.5 years overseas on the front line, invading several islands in the Pacific. A stint of malaria and double pneumonia nearly killed him during that time. He married his high school sweetheart when he returned to the U.S. and was discharged in 1945. Since then, he's received multiple medals and Bronze Stars and the Distinguished Hoosier Award. The veteran says serving the U.S. made him who he is, and he would do it again.
At Tarawa, I was in there in invasion, and I don't know how many days, or I think it was about 10 days, and I got in trouble, and I went in a coma. And somebody said they had me in the pile with the deceased, you know, people that were killed. And somebody seen my hand move, and they took me out and took me to New Caledonia, another island where we had a hospital. You hate to see your friends killed and everything, and it's sad. I mean, you never forget it. You know, corpsmen, when they dropped the bomb, you can't imagine how the sky lit up. It was a continuous light from all the ships afar and all the people firing on the beach. We were skeptical of the war being over, you know, we just couldn't believe. But then after we found out how many bombs and A-bombs and stuff, you know, it didn't take long to make them change their mind. The war was won by red-blooded Americans that wanted this country free and all the good assets of life that we were accustomed to. It has made me appreciate everything in this good old country of ours. God bless America.
Hoosiers around the state will honor veterans at events over the weekend. The American Veterans Traveling Tribute and Traveling Vietnam Wall is on the front lawn of the French Lick Casino. It's covered in the names of all 58,000 plus people who died during the Vietnam War. It's open to the public through November 12th. And Joe, there are events taking place across the state.
I bet they could have talked all day
Yeah.
if you would have let them.
Yeah, their memories were incredible, but like you said, that kind of stuff just doesn't leave you.
Thanks, Lindsay.
You're welcome.